Hello, folks. Welcome again to Feast Foreplay, the podcast where we're talking about the things to come. I'm Jordan Hackett, one of the Feast directors, along with my co-partner, Susan Stark, and together we run Feast, the Festival of Embodiment and Sexual Transformation, an incredible residential large-scale retreat that happens annually here in Northern New South Wales in the beautiful Byron Shire hinterland. And in 2026, we're going to be bringing this space alive again from the 21st to the 24th of May. Third round tickets are open and available for booking now. So if you want to join us, please jump onto our website via the link in the description of this video, wherever you're watching it. I'm feeling particularly excited today to be having this conversation as I welcome Paula Fernanda Andreazza. I'm so excited to chat with you, Paula. You've been to Feast a number of times. You were on our facilitator team last year. And, you know, aside from Paula's incredible wisdom, capacity, skills, knowledge, she runs an institute in Brazil, training sexological bodyworkers and practitioners. She's been doing this work for 30 years. But beyond that, the thing about you, Paula, that really touches me is your incredible humility, your willingness to show up in service, your joyfulness. You bring such a deep warmth and humanness to our team and to the space. And it's just been an absolute gift to have you there. So I'm excited for people to get to meet you today and get a little bit of that. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Jordan. Welcome, everybody here. Wow, so beautiful. Thank you to open this space for me. And I had a wonderful experience here in Australia, surprised me, and it's so beautiful work you are doing here that inspired me also a lot. I wish to have this in Brazil.
Yes. Yeah, wonderful. I'm really happy to hear that. I would love to hear just briefly to rewind and go back some years, maybe some decades, and ask, because you were working in the kind of personal development practitioner industry for some time. And then at some point you became more interested in specifically sexuality studies. What was it in your personal life or your professional life that created that shift?
Wow. Yes, sexuality coming in my life in a very special moment. Before that, I used to be a leader of a nudist movement in Brazil
Okay, cool.
years ago. And also running the communities, nudist community, always I had this wish to connect with spirituality. So I run naked community with bodywork sessions with meditations. In that time it was Osho meditations, all that. So it was a wish to connect body, mind, and spirituality. And so in this process, I became a Reiki master, a yoga teacher, Ayurvedic practitioner, lots of things. And when I went to live out of this community, I stayed almost 20 years living in the naked communities.
Wow.
Yes, and I opened a space in Porto Alegre, in south of Brazil. And from there, I was working just with self-development to yoga, Ayurveda, Reiki. And then I felt that was missing one important part. It was sexuality. Because even with naked community, we were so afraid of sexuality. And yoga was also for warrior body. And in some moment, I felt came to me Tantra. So what is that? Then I went to have my first tantric session. It was with yoni massage or genital massage for who doesn't know. And then I had a huge experience. I could see my pain. I could see the traumas I had put in another box, that this is not part of my life.
Yes.
suddenly became part of my life, and I couldn't not unseen what I have seen in
Yeah.
that moment. And then I decided to go deeper in Tantra, and I started working with Tantra. I gave up of everything, of yoga or everything. It just I need this. That's really, really healing process. And then I went deep in Tantra. But in some moment, I was doing several kinds of training in Brazil, in Europe, United States, India, everywhere. I was just, when I go very deep
Yes.
inside okay, I understood, have this feeling. And then in a moment, I felt that Tantra wasn't enough anymore. I had reached a point that I understood that the Tantra is very good to open up, and we can see our pain, our gifts, but I felt like I wasn't developing anymore. I was close in that kind of experience, intense, beautiful, but close.
Yes.
And I felt I was working, and my clients was coming with different problems, mostly with trauma and experiences that wasn't good for them. And I realized with Tantra, I couldn't serve them and to help them to overcome these issues. Then I said, okay, I need something different. I went to clinical sexology. So, this is too mental. It doesn't happen. The other side,
Yes. Yeah.
other side. And then I said, okay, this is not, also, it's not what I need. Then I found out sexological bodywork. And I had no idea what was sexological bodywork. In Brazil, there wasn't any information. I went to Europe. My training was in Prague. So, okay, let's see what is that. And when I jump in sexological bodywork, I get shivering still nowadays, because everything I was looking for, it was there. Very simple, somatic way. Oh, I have a look at in Tantra, in yoga, and this on other ways, looking for this spirituality. I just had in a very simple way. All was in my body. All the treasure, all the wisdom was there, and mostly available for me. Wow! Doesn't matter the trauma, doesn't matter anything. It's there. And I came back to Brazil after my first trainings. No, I have to bring this to Brazil. I have to bring them. And my work just changed so much. So much. My life, my spirituality, all changes so much. Then I started to organize this sexological bodywork in Brazil. I had to go through all the formation. It was 5 years at having classes straight with Joseph Kramer. I started to study polyvagal theory, how to apply polyvagal theory in sexuality, neuroscience. And then I started to open so many other layers of understanding Taoism. Yeah, and I ran sexological bodywork now in Brazil. I am the main teacher there. And yes, that's it. And now I'm here in Australia, a little bit in Australia and a little bit in Brazil, working in both countries, both continents.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. And the last When I came to Australia, the first year I came to, Joseph Kramer said me about the Australian school and it was going to happen, the feast, and I just appeared that I am here. And
Yes.
it was amazing. It's wow, what such wonderful community, such wonderful people there. And that's my heart melted. I want this. I want more of this. I wanted to be part of this, not just being there, but I wanted to be part. And you welcome me, and everybody welcome me so beautifully. It's just that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for sharing so much of your journey. I know that there would be so much more detail you could give us, but so generously to tell us a bit about how you came to this place. And it's amazing. I can feel your passion just coming through the screen at me, which is such a gift. And I resonate a lot, like you've gone through a much wider journey than I have in finding sexological bodywork, and the level of exploration across the world physically is incredible. The number of different countries and teachers you've experienced is just phenomenal. There's a couple of things that really stand out for me though, and I love it when it comes up in people's stories, because I think it's a big part of what drives us in FEAST, and also what really moves all of our different practitioners and facilitators in this space to keep doing the work we do. And it's really about what you mentioned around the practical approach of sexological bodywork, the way it's simple and I don't want to say universal, but in a way, and it doesn't require us to take on particular belief systems. Like, it meets each person where they are at, so it's like the way you are, who you are, your identity, your spirituality, you can bring all of that with you. What we're seeking to do is to open up this sexual expression, to welcome these parts of your home, to allow you to feel at ease and happy and connected, in your sexuality, in this expression. And, I love hearing how significantly that moved you, how it went from this passion for Tantra, and I'm sure you still have respect and passion there, but to finding sexological bodywork and then being like, I have to bring this to my corner of the world, and now you're the main trainer. So it's beautiful to hear the way that touched you.
One thing about my transformation, and I have so much respect, that's connect with me so much, sexological bodywork. Of course, I have a huge respect for Tantra. I use some tools of Tantra's tools still nowadays, and it's part of my life. But something was that sexological bodywork brought. Tantra in Brazil till some years ago was very restrict, like polarity. You have to be with other person and different polarity.
Yes, yes.
And it was so much, I felt like it's wonderful, but some way there was rules and I was inside a box. And in Brazil, I am telling that. When I brought sexological bodywork in Brazil, and I put together with Tantra, and I called Tantra and conscious sexuality,
Yes.
Because no one knew what was sexological bodywork, and then I was teaching what was sexological bodywork through this approach.
Yes.
And the community said, she's crazy. She's crazy because I cut the polarity. That is not the polarity. And mostly you don't need neither like a facilitator or a therapist. All you need is inside you.
Yes.
They said, and they brought like the tools of sexological bodywork, they are so human. Because in Tantra, I felt like not everybody, but in some moments we need a kind of persona.
Yes.
It's like a spiritual, and being spiritual, you are in some way quitting to be human being. And the transformation is when we are in the vulnerability of our being, human being. And all the spirituality is there in being as this body, totally human, and not connect with, of course, we are connected with the universe, with the other people, but first with us.
Yes.
And then open the box for me. And suddenly I was free. And in this, I could touch the universe, layers, and it was just where I was. I didn't need, exactly you said, I didn't to pretend anymore.
Yes.
The shame vanished, my shame about my body, about being human and woman.
Yeah, such powerful moments.
And in what I felt, feast can give a huge glimpse, like you can feel in a very safe space who you are actually in your body, where you are in your development, how you connect with yourself, with the group, with the community, with the universe. And in several days, with different approaches, different therapies, it's just a magnificent opportunity for everybody.
Yeah, amazing.
Sorry, I talk too much.
No, you're talking a fantastic amount. It's so good. And I think it's really important for people to hear, because there are people right now that are like, I don't want to be taught spirituality. I don't want to be taught about going far out or having these ideas of other lives or, whatever it is, other energies that I'm connecting to. And I think that's what I treasure about the space we create in Feast is I want everyone to be able to come and mix together, that we can share space and time together. And some people are like, yep, I'm having this erotic experience that's connecting me far out to the universe. And other people are like, I'm having this erotic experience and it feels really good in my body. And that's all. And both of those are welcome. And both of those are fantastic. And they're totally possible in the feast space. It's like, if you just want to feel more pleasure in your body, if you want to be better at communicating, better at boundaries, better at knowing how to pleasure your partner's body, excellent. If you want to blow your orgasmic potential open and connect with, versions of yourself that feel like they're out in the universe, excellent. You can come and you can do that here. And we're giving you the tools to connect through your body as a vessel that can offer you these different things. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Exactly.
I feel like this is connecting me really closely to some things you shared with me that you're passionate about, and when I was asking you, what are we going to talk about? What are the particular things that light you up right now? And you talked to me about, joy as a key to increasing orgasmicity, and also pleasure as an integration and healing tool. And I feel like before we even start talking a bit more deeply about that, maybe we need to help define a couple of things for people in case they're new to this kind of conversation. I think joy is quite obvious, but you have a really beautiful definition of joy that I would love you to share with us, not as just this experience of a kind of light laughter, but something deeper than that. So yeah, start with that, and then I'm going to define something else.
Okay, joy for me, in my point of view, is our nature, is our essence. When we are in like the creation, the insemination is part of joy and love and the orgasmic energy. All this is connected, and has some research, and they shoot this insemination time. It's like a burst of energy and light. So as much joyful we are, as much connected with our sense. As much we are in fear, apathy, or sadness, far from our essence. So joy is our true essence. And the pleasure like is connected with joy. But not just pleasure, because we are inside of society that look for pleasure, 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 but they don't savor the pleasure. So when you savor the pleasure with joy, all your system, like your nervous systems,
Yes.
organize
Yes.
itself with
Yes.
joy and pleasure. They are like a huge healing tool. And from this point, you are open for love, you have more tolerance with the people, you are more warmful, you are more respectful. The best part of you comes when you are in this state.
Yeah.
So the point is, I can see lots of approach working through the pain to reach pleasure or joy. But if you work with pain, you are just nourishing the pain.
Yes.
So it's no sense to work with the pain. And even if you quit the pain, is not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah.
Where is the joy? Where is the pleasure? Without joy and pleasure, the life is so like poor.
Yes.
And also, when we work with the emotional scale, we can see that I have the emotional scale here for who doesn't know. The emotional scale is in Portuguese. Sorry, now I realize.
No, it's fine.
Put,
Translate.
put you can see alegria is joy. Let me,
Okay.
you can,
Yeah.
alegria is joy. And alegria is very close to illumination. Enlightenment is very close. And the bottom is shame and guilt. As much in shame, guilt, sadness you are in contraction. And in contraction, you don't connect with the people. Your relationships are going to be fed with this kind of energy.
Yes.
But all this is a choice.
Yes.
We can heal our pains. That's what I healed, my pains, my traumas, and all that. And through the body, through the joy, through the pleasure, this savoring the pleasure is totally different. Lots of people has pleasure but doesn't savor because it's guilt, shame inside their mind, their body, or automatism, patterns, memories, so many things.
Yes.
So when we go through this joy inside these patterns, the patterns just disappear.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like when I think of the world right now, there's two things that come to mind. One is religion and how religion has taught us in different ways that pleasure can be sinful, and that can be really practical from like sexual pleasure being a sin, but it can also be things like, you know, the seven deadly sins, and one of them being gluttony. So this idea of like overfeeding ourselves or being too hungry for pleasure and seeking pleasures of the body, that this is somehow bad. And the other one that's maybe a more modern narrative that I see is like, particularly in the kind of hyper masculine self-development space, which I think hits men a lot, but is also hitting people of all genders. Actually, it's also kind of connected to the capitalist, consumerist methodology, which is like being in pleasure is almost like escaping, or it's not being disciplined, you know. So there's these kinds of narratives around the way we access pleasure, and I think the difference I notice for me is the difference between what you're saying, which is savoring, which for me means like being present with as well, and how a lot of people can have a negative relationship with pleasure because they're running to pleasure as a reaction to their pains or as a reaction to their guilt or fear or shame. And when it's done out of this place, it creates a very different experience in the body. And what I'm hearing you paint the picture of is the difference between doing it with awareness, with consciousness in mind, and seeking to really be present with the pleasure, to seek pleasures that nourish the body and the psyche, versus these other kinds of pleasures which can be seen as an escape from things that are challenging.
Wow, so deep, Jordan, so deep. You are so precise, but I love this idea
Yes.
you brought, and it came to me when, one insight. Let's see. If we see that scenes and we see society today, we can feel that the scenes is just saying, if you overeat, if you overdo, it's over. It's not about the sin. You are going to pay a price for that. Your health is going to pay a
Yes.
price.
Yes.
Our society is paying a price. So it's not about the distortion to see the sin is the question, but we have a society that is not sin, but through this idea is unhealthy and can't really enjoy and savor the pleasure for any reasons, but the Taoism have the same, just the Taoism say that it's not as a sin, but you are going to pay a price if you don't know how to regulate yourself. And when the dysregulation starts when you are not inside your body, present in your body.
Yes.
So you don't know when is enough.
Yes.
You are full and you lose the capacity to savor, to enjoy. And if you take a bar of chocolate, you are not in your body, not savoring. You eat a full bar watching TV or looking at your mobile, and you don't feel the taste. You don't enjoy. You just pull lots of things inside, like you said, for avoid pain or not be present. Doesn't matter, but the what means is doesn't matter why you are doing something that goes against you because you are not present. And that's the point that sexological bodywork is amazing. The first time I had tools to be present and enjoy the moment and know when it's enough. And when we have this capacity to be present, we start to savor. And when we start savor, we can have a very small piece, and that's just go and go and go and have the aftertaste, the aftertaste. You become that moment, you become what you are savoring. You don't know anymore. This you and the savoring are the same. You and the chocolate, with you and the flower, you and the sky, you and yourself, you and the other person. Then this applies for every moment of your life. That's I think connects so much. So it's not about the scene is just you are not present in your body, or the energy or whatsoever.
And I feel like when I think of our work at Feast, it's like that's one of our number one missions, actually. It's like to have you connected to your body. And that's not it's difficult for people sometimes, I think, because they're like, oh, is it some big concept? And it's like, no, it's literally being connected to this thing you're walking around inside, to be able to feel this touch, to be able to feel the sensations inside and know what that is like for you. You don't even have to make a meaning of it. It's that you're in touch with it. And whenever we're telling a story about ourselves or having a judgment about someone else or replaying something that we did wrong or thinking about the future or worrying about something else, all of those things are being disassociated from the body. And it's not that they're wrong. It's just that if we want to be making decisions that are in alignment with this body, if we're wanting to draw on the wisdom of this body, the instinct of this body, we need to be connected to it, you know? And so it's beautiful you're pointing that out. It's like that is the foundation of how we do this well.
Yes, and one thing, it doesn't matter what is coming up. We just know, and we have the tools to open space and to welcome what is coming up.
Yeah.
And this is very transformative. Something magical happens when you just open up. It doesn't matter, without judgment. And all these FEAST and the sexological body work taught me about not be judgmental.
Yeah.
Because before that, I said, "Oh, I'm not judgmental," but I had no idea what is not be no judgmental.
Yeah.
All time, my mind was comparing this, that, body, the ideas, clothes, talkings, and I learned about not to be judgmental when I listened to my body. I was there and not judging myself, my feelings. This is good, this is bad. Separating, just being there.
Yeah, beautiful.
And one thing I wanted to have a point in the festival is the diversity of ages, all bodies. It's so beautiful to see that. Because I'm 64 now. And in some groups of Tantra, I am the grandma.
Yes.
And I am grandma also. But there are people for every age, every kind of body, teen, a little bit more of like strong, as different orientation, sexual orientation. Oh, that, oh, welcome. That's like heaven.
Yeah.
To be in this space like that. For some days, have this kind of space. I am Aquarius. I have 8 planets in Aquarius. And so for me, freedom is the main point in my life.
Yeah.
And to see the freedom with full awareness and respect. When you are aware, you are respectful. You can't be unrespectful if you are aware. Is that in this environment with so much respect, so much welcoming, and no judgmental. That's the point. It's it's a kind of experience everybody should have at least once in their life, this experience.
Yes. And if you're clever, every year.
Expected, even better.
I love this conversation. I feel like we could go for hours. And I have one last question around this message you have of joy and pleasure and what it can offer life. Because I think in some people's minds, maybe they're like, well, you know what, you just be happy all the time and then it's fixed. That doesn't make sense. But, you know, the specific question I have is, it's not easy to stay connected to joy and pleasure actually in this world. It can be a real challenge. And there's many different challenges we could talk about. But the challenge I want to ask you about right now is, if you have an intention to be focused, to be cultivating joy and pleasure in your body, in your life, and you notice that some pain comes up, you notice that some past trauma comes up, it can feel like it wants to pull you away, like it wants to say, well, you can't have this, you don't get this because I'm here instead. You've had this experience in the past, so you can't expand into this joy or pleasure, or you can't stay with this joy and pleasure. It's not possible for you. what has been your personal response to yourself when you have had this experience? What's the practice that you need to engage that allows you to keep reorienting to pleasure and joy?
Okay, and who looks at for me to me can see, oh, her life is very easy. All things happen so easily for
Yeah.
her, but my life is not.
Mm,
My life is full of challenges,
mm,
and I face my challenges, my fears every day,
mm,
every day.
mm,
But to I did a commitment with me. Doesn't matter what's happening.
mm,
I choose to be happy.
mm,
I choose to be in a blissful state
mm,
because I know that's the best part of me. Even if the things are happening the way I can't control, is going against my will, my wishes, what I really want, I keep as a practicing, daily practice, I space for I choose to be here, I choose to be happy, I choose to be blissful.
mm, mm,
Is so is we start training our brain to be happy because the default, the brain's default is worries.
mm,
It's unhappy. It's to be. I am not enough. The I have to take care of everything. The things are not going to happen this way.
mm,
Yes, sometimes doesn't happen. Oh, several times more than we wish some for some. But when you have these commitments with you, doesn't matter what's happening. I can't change. I am commit. The only thing I can change is the way I face
mm,
the challenges in my life, and I choose to face with in a bliss, in a unconditional bliss.
mm.
The guy, my partner broke with me. My heart is like in pieces, break. My heart is break, broken, is broken. Sorry, my English.
No, it's
My heart
fine.
is is broken, and I lost my job. All the money I was expecting didn't come. Doesn't matter.
Mm,
If you go into worries, all your mind, all your system shut down.
yeah.
If you stay with in a blissful state, your vibration start to go
Mm,
up,
mm,
and this vibration comes good things for you. Your mind is started to work better. If you see through neuroscience, like ascendant, I don't know very much English, is Sarah in Portuguese, a reticular ascendant dispositive we have to filter what comes in our mind.
mhm.
If you wanted to buy a red car, you started to see a red
Yeah.
car
Yeah.
forever.
Yes.
So if you are with the pain and fear, you are filtering just the bad things for you or challenging things. If you filter like I am enough, I am in a blissful state, the universe is bringing for me new things, and I am in the movement.
Mm,
And all times I am inside the movement. If the fear is stuck, froze us. If we are in movement, we are not frozen.
mm,
This moment is going to pass,
mm,
and we have more tools to face these challenges.
mm, mm,
So it's a question of choice.
mm,
I choose every day
mm.
to be in a blissful state. Doesn't matter what is happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I choose to be in movement.
Yeah. I love this. I feel, I just feel a sense of like so much pride and a little bit of disbelief almost, and just yeah, it's beautiful. Like the real standout moment for me was when you said, I make a commitment to be in an unconditionally blissful state. And I think what a radical, revolutionary personal act that we can make. You know, it's so beautiful. And it's a serious challenge. And you know, what I'm really taking from what you said is that it's not about bypassing, it's not about avoiding. I face my challenges. They are real to me, and they don't change my deeper commitment to the way I want to live my life. I feel them, I move through them, I stay with them, but they don't have to mean that I have a miserable life. They don't have to mean that I'm not enough. They don't have to, and that your central commitment and intention is, I return to this blissful, joyous state, which is such a beautiful message of love.
And that's perfect. It's perfect. And just to get even more clear, if you see here, this is fear.
Yes.
You are in contraction.
Yes.
If you are in this state, you are in expansion. In contract, you are going to be frozen in the fear, in the action. How do you go through the fear? You have to go through the fear just through action. Action is movement.
Yes.
You need to be brave to go through and to be in movement. And if you are brave, is when you start good vibration, expansion vibration, if you keep the bliss, you can go with easier, not easily, but easier to your challenges, because they are coming. It's part of our life to face our challenges.
Yes. Yeah.
You are so precise. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. I feel like that there's one last thing I want to say about FEAST in this moment, because it feels very relevant to this conversation we've had, because I think in sexuality spaces, people seek safety a lot, right? They want a safe space. They want a space where they feel cared for, where they feel like their choice is being respected. And these are things that we value so much at FEAST. And sometimes there's a slight nervousness in me, because I feel some people come wanting safety, thinking that it means they're not going to be challenged. And that's something that's really clear for me in FEAST, is we don't have a commitment to say you're not going to be challenged. It's highly likely that you will have some challenging experiences. For us, what safety means is what you've been saying, Paula, which is that we uplift your choice. If you're going to get anything from FEAST, it's that we're going to support you to continually rediscover the choice you have, and to keep finding more ways that you can practice this sense of choice in your communication, in the experiences you're choosing, in the way you're interacting with yourself and with the space, you know. And so if there's anything I was to say to people that are considering coming, it's, yes, we have a deep commitment to safety. And what safety means to us is that we respect, we celebrate, we support your free choice for yourself and the other agreements we make. And you may well have challenging experiences. And we hope that the way the community wraps around you enables you to utilize those experiences, those challenges, for very meaningful growth, you know, if anything.
One thing I wanted to stress in in the feast that surprised me, and wow, is so well thought, organized. The organization is amazing, and all the small groups of support, and so well thought and organized is amazing. But when we arrive there, way we are received for the volunteers.
Yes.
That's amazing, because when we are arriving in such a kind of a festival, we can come. Actually, I'm talking about me, even being in several festivals and all that, I wasn't feeling insecure. So I am a little bit shame, a little bit insecure. What is going to happen here? My first, and I was who receives me was a huge smile, and say, "Welcome. Where are you going to stay?" And help me with my backpack and talking. And this is wonderful. And when before it started, And we have the ritual, and then you speech, not just a speech. We had some so techniques you brought about consentment, about how to feel safe, how to say yes, how to say no, how to protect yourself. It's in this kind of your, not from the others, but to know your boundaries, because
Yes.
mostly people doesn't know their own boundaries. And this was amazing. So you, when someone arrives there, has this reception with the volunteers, has these small groups with leaders that are therapists, very with good skills to support all your interactions and what is going on in emotional way with each person. Is a big group, but we feel like there is a big community and a family, like small clans,
Yes. Yeah.
family, and all this interconnection, and mostly all is done with consent. And you are totally okay if you wanted to do, and what you for choose what you wanted to do, how deep you wanted to go, how much you wanted to challenge. Because if you don't challenge yourself, you are going to be in a comfortable zone, nothing happened there.
Yeah.
So, but for challenge, you need tools
Mm.
to go through the challenges with awareness. Yeah, awareness is we equal safety.
Yeah.
And that's the first tool each person receives, is how to be in a safe space with himself or herself, and with the group, and all how to choose the how is the challenge you want to go.
Mm. Mm.
That's amazing. All is so well organized. It's
Yeah.
perfect for who is coming for the first time.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. It's such a beautiful reflection on the space we create, and I always feel a sense of joy and um, satisfaction, when I hear that the efforts we've made are landing, and they're landing in all of the different spaces of our teams and our participants, because we care so much, and it's a big endeavor. So it's beautiful to hear other people's experiences of it reflected back.
And all the therapists, all the facilitators, they are really high skilled
Yeah.
persons. It's not someone who did a weekend workshop and comes and say, I am a guru or whatsoever.
Yeah.
No, they are
Yeah.
so skilled to be there, to give
Mm.
all the support, to lead groups, to lead teams. And mostly they are there uh, in service.
Mm.
There is no ego. I
Yeah.
am good or
Yeah.
better. No, they all are so connected to give the best of themselves
Mm.
to for the festival, for each person. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Paula. It's been such a pleasure talking with you. I'm so happy that we've been here today together, and also that you're coming this year to Feast. For people that are listening, Paula is going to be bringing two incredible workshops to our program. And if you want to, dive into the stuff we've been talking about today, to these themes and to the themes of joy and pleasure and the way it can serve your life more deeply, all areas of your life, then some of Paula's workshops are going to be really relevant to that. She's bringing us laughter and liberation and sex magic. And I'll leave them a mystery in this moment. But if you want to read a little bit about them, you can go to the link on her particular profile on the Feast website, and you can read the workshop descriptions and, come along and experience her incredible work, get to be guided by Paula and the rest of our amazing team. Yeah, once again, such a pleasure, Paula. We can't wait to see you 21st to the 24th of May, Feast 2026. Here we go.
Thank you, Jordan. And please come, everybody, because it's going to be a change in your perception in your life for better, for better.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for
thank
this
you,
space.
Paula. It's a pleasure. And I'll put links to Paula's personal work as well and her institute in the description of this video as well. So if you want to follow her and get connected to her, then please do that.